But my friendship with Chris,
those are not your friends. You have to remember to put yourself first. Change is only constant. Oh my gosh, I'm so fucking.
You have beautiful eyes.
Yeah, so do you.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear noise from the window because I think there's construction somewhere close by. 18 things I've learned in my 18 years of living. I think the first thing I'd say I've learned is to always put yourself first. I've gone through a decent amount of things and I've gone through situations where I put myself down, where I've kind of neglected myself in the name of like people pleasing or whatever. It's important, especially as a teenager, to remember that you come first. No matter what you're going through, no matter who you're dating, who's your friend, you always have to remember to put yourself first. And I get it. Like as a teenager, it's hard to value that. I'm still struggling with putting myself first. The second thing I've learned is it's actually truly never that serious. Especially during my A-level years, I have been in situations where I was ready to self-exit. But once I got out of that headspace, I just realized like, oh my gosh, I'm so fucking dramatic. It was not that deep. Before I continue, I usually mix my foundation with my primer, so that's a tip for those girlies out there who didn't do that before. It helps, I think. Like this problem is minuscule to your higher being. So you always have to remember that nothing is permanent and it's never that fucking serious. The third thing, which I'm pretty sure I repeated somewhere down the line, is it all starts with you. If you have like a nicotine problem, for example, or you vape or smoke a lot, and you keep telling yourself, I'm gonna change, it's not gonna happen until you take the first step to change. Acknowledging that the problem is the first step. However, you need to take the action after understanding that. After you understand you're the problem and you need to stop, that's when you can truly, fully see. What the fuck am I talking about? Advice number 4, have a belief system. I don't believe in God necessarily. I believe there's a higher being. And that's what this point is where it's coming from. I feel, to have a moral standpoint, to have like an idea of the kind of growth you want, it's important for you to have a belief system. If it's not God, it could be the universe, it could be anything. It's so important to have that kind of grounding. Not for everyone, I get it. Number 5. Boys, oh my gosh, boys should not be your first priority. And I'm not even here shaming people. I was once a person who put God first. I mean boys first. I put boys first, boys are my priority. All I wanted was boys. I get it, I've been there, done that. However, you need to remember that what the fuck is a boy you met at 14 gonna do for you? And people are gonna come and go in your life, who are gonna do certain things that change you as a person. So you need to remember that don't put all your eggs in one basket. And this doesn't just go for boys, it just goes for your friends, your environment. You always need to remember that a change could come instantaneously and it could wreck everything if you put your mind to that one thing. Number 6, and I'm so heavy on this. You can forgive, but you do not have to forget. I'm gonna talk about my first heartbreak a little and just say towards the end, I felt so shitty. I would cry myself to sleep all the fucking time. I listened to sad music. I listened to tape record and being like, my thought process was I need to find a way to forget this guy, so I ended up getting with a lot of guys who I shouldn't have gotten with. Fuck, I'm supposed to be doing my makeup. All because I wanted to forget that person that hurt me so badly. But as time went on, I realized that I am grateful for him to some extent. It was my first ever and it was good when it was good. It made me the person I am today, someone who doesn't want to get hurt over a small boy. So I realized it's okay to forgive, but don't let that forgiveness turn into you taking that person back because you've forgotten what they've done to you. It's important to forgive. It is very important to not hold pain in your heart. However, it's also important to remember what they did to you. Don't forget the disrespect, don't forget the signs, the red flags. Forgive, but you don't have to forget. Okay, wait, let me get serious because it's funny. Your friends who do not have life plans, who don't have goals, who don't care where they're going in the future, those are not your friends. It's okay if your friend is kind of confused, but if it's someone who's just blatantly throwing their life away, like another anecdote, I'm sorry, but when I was 15, I think, this was my first heartbreak. I said I hung out with a group of black guys, and they were like a gang, and all they did was drugs, all they did was go out. These niggas would just walk around the whole city with no plan on where they're going, how they're gonna sleep, what they're gonna eat. They don't care. And at first I thought that was cool. It's not cool. If you want a good future for yourself, a better future for yourself, don't hang out around people who don't want the same thing for themselves. It's always better to grow with someone than to have that person that kind of stagnates you from growing. Number 8, you do have time. You're young. I remember when I was like 14, all I wanted to do was grow up and just grow the fuck up. But it's okay to be young. It's okay to like play with toys. It's okay to just like hang out with your friends before dark. It's all okay. You just have to remember like it's all fine. Like it's not something you have to do. Just be a kid. Enjoy living with your parents. Enjoy having 3 meals a day. Because you're gonna go to college and you're gonna be so food deprived. Don't rush things. This time, and I remember my mom used to always tell me, there's time for everything. Right now you're young, you need to focus on school, and that's the time for school. This is your time for school. And then time for boys will come, and then time for marriage will come, time for kids will come if you want that. Time for going on vacations by yourself and going with your friends with your own money. Time will come, like time will always come. Don't rush your life. Okay, you're young ones. It gets better. Trust me. Like I said, I went through a period of time where I wanted to die. So trust me when I say that none of this shit is permanent. And it's not worth it. When you're young, you think everything is just so important. That's another point. So let me just put a pause on that and then I'll come back to it. We think everything is so important. We think this little thing is so important. And obviously I can't say how everyone's experience was or is, but all I can say is it gets better. I can't say what everyone's experience is, but for me, after I got out of that depressive episode, it obviously took a while for me to like gain back trust or be more outgoing. And once I got out of that, it took a while, and even till this day I hold a lot of resentment to those people, but I'm better now because it's so temporary. Like I said, like these are just temporary obstacles in the grand scale of your destiny. You haven't reached your full potential. This one is so important to me because 2 of my friends got boyfriends, and that's cute, happy for them. However, I feel like such a hater right now, but listen, they think that they're gonna marry each other and live happily ever after. One of my friends even moved in with her boyfriend like 1 month after getting together or after knowing each other. So it's just like, I'm happy for them. I keep telling them, hey guys, just imagine that this is not half of your potential. You have not even touched base with what you can do. So just relax. When you reach your full potential, when you're at your highest, when you feel the most good about yourself, you're most likely to make a good decision about a man. However, when you're in a place where you're not stable, you're just a child basically. Don't hold off on that. Unless of course that's your peak. I can't say nothing about that. Your peak is your best self, your highest form. My advice is you have not received everything you're gonna receive until you're at your peak. Number 11, it's never too late or too early to start. If you're not a lawyer, it's important that you take any opportunities to help you with that. Like, say there's a lawyer seminar somewhere in your school or internship. It's important to take that leap now. Don't be like, oh, let me wait until I have a proper job, or let me wait until I finish. Take every opportunity because it's never too late to start. The time is right. Do it now when you're still young. Time is money. This sounds so corny, I know, but hear me out. Don't waste time. If you're supposed to be studying, go study. I'm saying this as a procrastinator who has like a boatload of laundry to do. Don't waste time. Don't procrastinate. Like I said, now's your time. You're young. You can do anything you want. Start young. Time is money. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start it. Number 14. Love does not have to be unconditional. I'm saying this in the sense of having boundaries in your relationships. I have friends. I love my friends. Oh my gosh, I love my friends. But I have standards for our friendship. If you mess up a certain number of times, I'm gonna cut you off. Because love doesn't have to be unconditional to where you are accepting mistreatment, bullying, anything like that. Number 15, your body is a temple. I remember my mom used to tell me this all the time. Take care of your body. Your body is a temple. Let's protect your soul. Cherish it, treat it right, eat the right food, exercise, love yourself. When your body feels good, you feel good. Your body is a temple. Guard it, take care of it, protect it, love it. Number 16, the world is much bigger than what you are in right now. This goes back to the time that I wanted to, self-exit. I felt like my world was ending. I was in a boarding school, so I was just kind of there with those people all the time. It felt like my world was collapsing in, and I just felt like that was the end for me. Like I had been through it, like I'm done. But then when I came back home from boarding school, everything was so much better. My perspective grew. I came back home and I realized I have a sister, I have a dad, I have a mom, and I have amazing friends out here who care for me. Your world is so little, and you're gonna experience way more things than what you're experiencing now. Remember, the world you're living in right now is so tiny in the grand scale of your entire life. Number 17, it is okay to escape sometimes. Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be doing my makeup. It's okay to escape sometimes. I escape through sleep, sometimes through drugs. When some things happen and they're just too heavy, it's so understandable, and it's okay to want to escape to sleep, the internet, it's all okay. Don't force yourself to undergo emotional thing because you feel like now is the only time you can do so, because it's not. It's okay to take a step back, breathe, do some skincare, do some makeup. It's okay to try to escape. I mean that like in an emotional aspect. I don't mean it in like a run away from prison or something. Take care of you first. Number 18, mommy loves you. I'm writing this in a more personal perspective. When I was growing up, I was such a little brat. I would do drugs and get expelled from school. I was really stressing my mom out. Like my mom was really going through it. She was trying so hard. I didn't see that. I just saw it as someone trying to like ruin my bed and like back off mom and embarrass me. I genuinely believe that I hated her. She stuck by me the whole time. And even though she saw I was throwing my life away, and no matter what she did, no matter how many times she talked to me, how many people she sent to talk to me, I never changed, and I never wanted to change. But she stayed by me until I realized the error of my ways. Your mom loves you and cares for you. Mom loves you. Your parents love you, and all they're trying to do is care for you, and you might not see that now, but let me tell you that like her streaming, being on your neck, telling you to get better, taking you to rehab, whatever, it's because they want what's best for you. They want you to be better. Those are my 18 tips coming from an 18-year-old.